Hey, it's Western Jaguar. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look at 3 more fantastic free plugins that you should be using if you're an independent musician at home. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these free plugin videos. Also, if there's a free plugin you think I should check out and feature in one of these videos, make sure you drop it in the comments below. Today we're going to use my latest single, Helsinki, as the backdrop for this. This is a song I mixed that was put together by myself and my friend Kano Ross from Iceland and my friend Ted Kim, who lives locally to me. So the first plugin I want to touch on is called Replika. Replika is a free plugin from Native Instruments. So if you go to the Native Instruments websites, they do have some free plugins. They're better known for their controllers and things like that. But there's this one, which is Replika, and ROM, which is a reverb pedal. So I found with free delay plugins, it's hard to find a good one, but Replika has kind of filled that void. The other one I use on occasion is from Baby Audio, the Baby Comeback, which is also free, but I find Replika is a little more tweakable and works a little better. In this mix, I have it on the vocals primarily, and I use them for some vocal tails. Is it all legit? Why does it have to be like this? So you can hear I have it automated there to come in for those certain sections just to draw out the vocal a little more. I also have it into the leads on the choruses as well at the end. It's all a lie. It's falsified. And it just gives that vocal a little wideness without adding a whole bunch of reverb, which can get kind of muddy. So if you hear that in the mix, we'll go back to our first section here. Is it all legit? Why does it have to be like this? It just gives that vocal some movement without being overwhelming. And I feel like Replika does a really good job of just sitting nicely within the mix. It comes with a whole bunch of factory plugins, some that are good for vocals specifically, and then you can get some really weird sequency things, phasery things. So it's a pretty versatile plugin and definitely one I think you should check out. It's free on the Native Instruments. I'm scared, but not of the dull days. When I'm awake, my thoughts dare to threaten. I'm scared, but not of the dull days. When I'm awake, my thoughts dare to threaten. I'm scared, but not of the dull days. When I'm awake, my thoughts dare to threaten. The last 2 plugins I want to talk about are plugins that I have on my mastering bus. So a lot of us who are producing at home, I know there's that urge to just use things like Lander to master your music, but there are some really great free plugins that you can use to make that mastering part a little easier. If we look at my mastering chain over here, I have a few things that were talked about in my last video. If you haven't watched that, I'll put the link up here. I like the Buster SE, which is just a great bus compressor based off the SSL bus compressors. This one's free from Analog Obsession, and Fresh Air is also mentioned in that last video as well. This is just adding a little bit of presence. But the ones I want to talk about first is this Ozone imager. Ozone is very popular mastering software from iZotope. You can buy the whole suites on their website. There's basic, there's more premium ones. But this is a free plugin that they have for making your mix wider. So it's the stereo image of the mix. So I'm going to turn it off for a second and we'll just listen to a chorus section here of the song just to get a basis for how it sounds without this on. Helsinki, but if you look close, you'll really see. They're all alive. So that's our bass line without Ozone imager. Now we're going to turn it on here and we're going to play with it a little bit. So you can see there's a few different imager patterns that you can look at. I usually keep it on this polar sample in the middle. So we're just going to turn it on and then start messing with it so you can hear how it changes that final sound. Helsinki, but if you look close, you'll really see. They're all alive. I got a lot of friends who can't
said you were a big star too. It's all a lie. It's falsified. It's falsified.
So when you turn it on, you really hear right away the power that this plugin has. It just makes things fill that space so much better, so much more cleaner than having everything kind of directly down the middle. Yeah, you can do this a bit more with your panning and things like that, but I find adding just a little bit of the imager goes a long way. I never really have it beyond about this point. Once you're getting up into here, it just sounds a little too weird. There's also this stereoize button, but I don't really use that very often. I just find it kind of muddies things a little bit. It doesn't work as great as you would want for a stereo effect. But that width, I definitely put that on every mastering chain for the songs that I've been working on recently. The last one I want to talk about here is the Youlean loudness meter. It says free right on top. That's how you know it's free. This is just my go-to to check my volumes when I'm finishing a track to make sure it's going to be competitive. And competitive, you can use your best judgment of what that is. Everyone has their own number that they're trying to hit. But again, I'm just trying to make sure it's going to be competitive with other masters when it's hitting streaming and places like that. So again, this is a super easy interface. There is an option to go pro with this. I've never felt the need to go pro. I found the free one is just fine for me. And again, while you play your mix, it'll just show you where you're hitting in terms of LUFS. And again, you're trying to find something. I find between like -10, -8 is a fine spot for most of the mixing I'm doing. I know lots of people like to push it higher than that. It depends on your genre. Like EDM, you're going to want to be higher than that just because of what's out there. But for my indie rock, indie pop type things, I find that to be totally competitive.
Sing key, but if you look close, you'll really see. They're all alive. I got a lot of friends in Kalamazoo. Hey, they said you were a big star too.
So those are my 3 fantastic free plugins that you should check out. All the links are below. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe and share it with a friend. And let me know again if there's any other plugins you'd like me to look at. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Western Jaguar.
I got a lot of friends in Kalamazoo. Hey, they said you were a big star too.